Hey everyone, today we're going to dive into something really special, Anima Gaia. It's this fully imagined belief system where the divine isn't some distant, separate being, but the very essence of life itself, all around us.
So let's just start with this question. What if spirituality wasn't about looking up, to the heavens, but about looking around you? What if the highest, most profound form of worship was just a deep, genuine love for the natural world? That's the core idea we're playing with here.
And this quote, this is the bedrock of the whole thing. The idea here is that existence itself is sacred, not because of some ancient rule or decree, but because of the vitality, the connection that just flows through every single living thing. But okay, this is way more than just a nice philosophical thought. In this mythology, the love of life isn't just a value you hold, it is the actual substance of the divine. It's the force that animates absolutely everything. So from that core idea, you get these really beautiful principles. It's all about having a reverence for vitality itself. It's about choosing harmony over dominance, being part of the world instead of trying to control it. It's about practicing mindful gratitude for every breath and realizing we are part of this huge, vast community of being. So how did this all begin? How did this world even come to be? Well, to understand that, we gotta look at the creation myth of Anima Gaia, which is really something else. And what's so fascinating here is how different this is from so many other creation stories, right? There's no epic battle, no chaos that needs to be conquered. Instead, existence begins with an act of love. The universe isn't born on a battlefield. It's the result of a gentle, loving embrace. Now here on our world, that creative force shows up as these two presences. On one side, you have Gaia, heart. That's the physical, living body of the planet, the mountains, the oceans, the soil. And on the other, you have Anima Vita. That's the impulse, the spark, the urge in everything to grow and become aware. It's like the body and the breath. You can't have one without the other. They're always in a kind of dialogue. And this is where it all comes together. Every single organism, from the smallest microbe to the biggest whale, is seen as this sacred moment, a kiss between the physical world and the will to live. It's just an incredibly poetic and beautiful way to look at life, isn't it? Okay, so you have this union of matter and life force. From that, the entire world gets woven into this complex, interconnected system. But how does this mythology help us see that connection? The key metaphor they use is the Great Weave. It's this idea that all of existence is one single gigantic, intricate tapestry. Every species, every ecosystem is a unique thread, and they're all woven together to make the whole pattern. I mean, it's basically a spiritual version of what modern ecology tells us. Nothing exists on its own. So, where do we fit into all this? Well, in this story, humans show up kind of late to the party, and we're given this really unique and, frankly, heavy title, Those Who Can Choose. We're the one thread in the whole tapestry that's actually aware of the pattern itself. And that awareness, that consciousness, it gives us a choice. Our great gift is our ability to feel our connection to the rest of the weave. But our great danger is our ability to pretend we're separate from it, to just ignore our place in that tapestry. And our entire moral journey is defined by that single, constant choice. Do we honor the web, or do we ignore it? This choice, this dilemma, it leads us right into the core conflict of the whole mythology. And it's not some big final battle. It's more like a recurring cycle, this eternal rhythm of humanity forgetting its connection and then having to remember it again. And this conflict is personified by these two opposing forces. On one side, you've got the veil of forgetting. Think of it like this shadow that falls over our minds, making us see the living world not as a community, but just as dead resources to be used up. But on the other side, you have the green bearers. These are the people who are born with the ability to see the great weave clearly, and their whole purpose is to wake the rest of us up, to remind us how to love life again. But these green bearers, they're not all powerful saviors performing these epic, flashy miracles. No, their miracles are practical, they're humble, and they're all about restoration. They don't fight armies, they heal ecosystems. They teach by doing, by showing communities how to repair their broken relationship with the living world through direct, simple action. So how does all this cosmic mythology actually translate into a daily way of life? Let's take a look at how these big ideas shape the ethics, the rituals, and even the way you see your own life pass by. So even though the core belief is that all life is one big thing, Worship often focuses on figures that personify different parts of nature to make them more relatable, and the four companions are central to that. You've got Stone Mother for memory and stability, River Dancer for change and the flow of time, Leaf Singer for growth and beauty, and Flame Child for passion and transformation. They make these huge, abstract forces feel personal.
Even the human lifespan is seen through this amazing ecological lens. Childhood is spring, right? A time for exploring and learning. Adulthood is the busy, productive summer and autumn when you're creating and mentoring. And then elderhood is winter. That's when you become a root keeper, a revered guardian of memory and wisdom for the whole community. What a beautiful way to think about aging.
Now this is a really fascinating concept. In Anima Gaia, science isn't the enemy of faith, it's a form of devotion. To learn about photosynthesis or evolution is to discover more of the beautiful, intricate story of creation. It's like every new scientific discovery is seen as helping the divine understand itself a little bit more clearly. And really, it all boils down to this one thing. This is the single ethical question that's meant to guide every single decision. It's not about following some rigid list of rules. It's about looking at your actions and asking, does this nurture life? Does this add to the love of life in the world? Or does it diminish it? It's that simple and that profound. And so we end by turning this whole mythology back on ourselves. Anima Gaia gives us this story where the world is a single, interconnected, living thing. And whether you believe in this specific story or not, it leaves us with a really powerful question. If our world is a story of connection, what part are we, those who can choose, deciding to write? What kind of threads are we adding to that great weave?